Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dark Messenger. This is part 2 of our walkthrough of Raven Rock Mine. And you are experiencing this playthrough through the eyes of Sentrosi the Vampire Assassin. If you recall, in the first part, we slogged our way through the mine and into a barrow. We dealt with a lot of Draugr Death Lords and Wights, and find ourselves in this huge chamber, and we are investigating the disappearance of CRU-h's great-grandfather or something, a distant relative, something like that. Rather than trying to strafe my way down that to remain uninjured, I just went with the ethereal form shout, or become ethereal form. You know what that is? For those of you who are old pencil and paper game geeks like myself, that is a direct reference to a spell in Dungeons & Dragons, ethereal form, I believe it's called. But basically the same thing. I use that one actually quite a bit to gap distances, big distances. Sometimes I'll use it to run through trapped areas, because in that form you cannot hurt anyone, nor can you be hurt, so it's convenient. I only have the one word, though, so it doesn't last very long, so whatever I do I have to make it count and do it quick. Okay, so look at this door. This is amazing. Without the vampire vision on, you can get an appreciation for this thing. It's actually pulsating color. So we found a journal here on this body, but let's explore the rest of this chamber before we commit to anything. Here's another body. Milius. Some gold. Big ass battle axe, which we are not going to carry. A Draugr. Should we see where this goes? Skyrim and hot coffee. The perfect combo. In my book, anyway. Well, this goes nowhere, but a chest is good. Ruby's good. Alright, well, maybe we should head back to this door. I suppose we're going to have to read this journal in order to figure out what's going on. Can we make this jump? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's take a look at this journal and see if we can't figure out what's going on here. That was the mission, after all. Where is it? Gratian's journal. I think it's pronounced Gratian. Received a letter from the East Empire Company today. They say that some of the miners broke through the wall in the shaft 3 of Raven Rock Mine. Found some ruins. I hope this isn't another waste of my time. La la. Gather my assistant, Milius. Milius is the one we found dead down there. See the old house at Solstheim again. Interesting. Finally arrived in Raven Rock and was surprised at the number of Dark Elf refugees living in town. They aren't really from mining stock, but I think they'll make fine workers one day. Milius and I spent a good part of the day clearing the ash off the roof of my house. The damn volcano is still erupting almost day and night. If it wasn't for the ash covering everything, it would almost look beautiful. Milius and I are headed into Raven Rock Mine to have a look at whatever the miners uncovered. I think I'll stop by the old swing and scoop and pick up a few supplies before we head down. Couldn't hurt to be prepared. Blah, 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 blah. Looks like the miners broke through the wall of the Nordic barrow. I've seen this sort of thing in Skyrim before. Damn Nords have barrows dotting the landscape, and almost none of them are ever marked on any maps. Looks like this barrow belonged to something called the Blood Skull Clan. I'm going to take some rubbings of the inscriptions on the tombs and see if I can learn some more information. Can't find even a single mention of this clan anywhere. Milius and I decided to proceed ahead. We've come to a drop-down point, but I can see a massive chamber below. Yes, that's where we came in, I think. Took the better part of the day to lower everything down and climb down the almost sheer drop. It's been an astonishing day of discovery, After exploring the large chamber beyond the drop-off, I was startled to find the strangest weapon I've ever laid eyes upon, sitting on a pedestal of sorts. The blade appears to be flawless and is emitting a faint, chilling glow. Bits of parchment I found around the chamber seem to call this the Bloodskull Blade. Not certain if I should remove it, yet I think I'll sleep on it. Yeah, we just picked up that blade, I believe. I've decided against my own better judgment to remove the Bloodskull Blade from its pedestal. Milia seems completely against it, but we need to bring this wondrous... listening to Milia's... moment the blade was lifted, we were set upon by Draugr. Milius fought bravely, but he fell. I was able to destroy the remaining ones, but I was badly wounded. I can barely stand. My only chance would be finding a way out of this place, but I fear that I'm trapped. Exploring has been slow. My supplies are running low. I'm feeling weaker. The only progress I've made is finding the strange door. There appears to be something to them I'm missing. They've confounded my every attempt to get through. I have to study this further in order to make any progress. Yeah, this is a direct reference to what we're looking at. Although I find it interesting that he spent days down here exploring before finding the door. That leads me to believe that he didn't come in the same way that we did, and that something collapsed and trapped him in here because, I mean, we could see the door right from the place we dropped in. I've lost track of time. My strength is fading. I can't even stand anymore. My wounds refuse to heal. I'm afraid this tomb will become my resting place. If anyone finds this journal, please send these notes to my superiors at the East Empire Company. Okay. Well, he's talking about swinging the sword in different directions as a way to open the door, and apparently he was wounded badly enough that he didn't have the strength to do it, which means that hopefully we will. However, we are slight of build. Let's look at this thing. It's monstrous. Interesting to look at. Very ugly as swords go, but interesting to look at nonetheless, and just unique enough to make it interesting. So, swing the sword. I'm assuming that is a power attack. Let's try a power attack. Oh, okay. So, do I swing to the side? Side power attack. Side power attack. There it is. Bam. Ah, see? Okay. Okay, now another side. Let's try this one. Side power attack. If you're unfamiliar with power attacks, well, everybody's familiar with the power attacks, right? But you can have variation in your power attacks, especially with a sword, or a swinging weapon, by performing a power attack while strafing left or right or even backwards. You get a different sort of power attack. How am I supposed to hit this angle? Let's hit back. There we go. All right. Now one down the middle. See, look at that. It's tracing a line right down the center of the door. Did it. Now more traps. All right. These traps are different than the last ones we encountered with Freya in the Temple of Miraak. If you haven't seen the Temple of Miraak playthrough, I think it's in, I don't know if it's in part 1 or part 2. I was able to skirt all of the swinging blade traps by just hugging the wall. These, it looks like they got fail-safes in here. Maybe I could jump those pedestals, but it looks to me like these blades are in a close enough line that if I can make one roll through, I'm probably okay for all 3 blades. So we're going to try that. I don't think it's even worth using Ethereal or Whirlwind Sprint. Whirlwind Sprint is great if you've got a long corridor where the blades are spaced out, but these seem to be all tight together, so assuming I'm quick enough and my timing is good enough, I should be able to just do this with a sprint. Yeah, see, the Whirlwind Sprint, I run the risk of shooting myself all the way through into the next trap, so I'm going to avoid that. We're just going to do this the old-fashioned way and time it. Ah, thought that one's going to stay up for me. In fact, I think I'm gonna do stealth mode through these and just do the forward roll. That gives you a short burst of speed, which I think is just the right distance for this. Yeah, look at that. Piece of cake. Just gotta do it 3 more times. That was close. We made it. No damage. One more. There we go. Now what do we have? Big chamber. Alright, let's scope this out a little bit. I don't know about you, but this feels like a boss battle kind of location. So let's completely scope out our environment before we commit. What is this? Ah, another one of the black books. This, ladies and gentlemen, we have learned will take us to Apocrypha. So I think you can anticipate having another Apocrypha exclusive video pretty soon. Ah. He is a boss. Looks like a dragon priest, actually. Where did he come from? I didn't really see him materialize, so... That's all right. Very good. Okay, we put one in him. Change position. These guys are a little smarter. He comes pretty quickly to the source of the projectile and not the impact area. So we fire and we change position on these guys. Okay. I don't really like this shot because I don't have a good place to retreat. So while he's distracted, I'm going to scoot across here and put myself in a better position for the next shot, because what I need is a secure, dark place to make a move once I let that arrow go. So we're going to find a spot here. We'll take our next shot and then give ourselves a back door into darkness where we can roll after this shot is done. Here we go. Let's goose this a little bit with some potions. We might as well make this shot count. I don't really know exactly what potions are good against these guys. I don't know if a poison really affects them, but we can certainly try some things. One thing I do know would work against anybody is a Fortify Marksman, so we can just amp up the power of our bow. We'll try the slow poison as well. If I can slow him down, that sets me up for the next shot, and it deals poison damage as well. So if he is affected by it, look at that. Down to almost nothing. Now it's a finishing shot. And the kill cam. Nice. Dragon Priest, 3 shots. Very nice. I think those potions were worthwhile. I don't use them that often, but in these kinds of situations, they're pretty valuable. I don't want to expend a lot of energy and risk on these guys if I can help it. That was a very good treasure. Alright. He's down under there, so I think we're going to have to swim in order to check out his loot. Where are ya? That's interesting. I don't know how useful it is to us, but we'll take it. Now let's see what we got here. Power word learned. Armor. Dragon aspect. Dragon aspect. Interesting. Should we burn a soul? Let's burn a soul and check this thing out. Where is it? Dragon aspect. Oh, there it is. Strength, armor. We're missing one. Well, I've only got one soul to spend, but let's do it. I'm interested to see what this looks like. Cool. Alright. I guess I could have selected it, since the plan was to try it. Let's have a look. Huh. So this must be the shout that Mirak uses in that first cutscene when we first meet him, and he's sort of covered head to toe in some kind of mystical armor. This looks like that. My guess is that if we round this out with the remaining words, that we'll get the full effect like he had. Thank you for watching another episode in the Dark Messenger series. Please feel free to rate, like, and subscribe. It helps me a lot. You can follow the story at CouchWarrior.tv or on Twitter at CouchWarriorTV. Thank you.